Okay, this sketch or program for the Arduino basically demonstrates the analog read function. So, we can see this. What we have is the analog signal is going into analog pin 0, and that's why we have that integer pot for potentiometer set up to 0. And that's going to be an argument for the analog read function, which we can see in the loop there. The serial begin and serial print line, those are just giving us a visual display of the values from the analog read function. And the delay is basically a half a second delay between the values that are read, which just allows us to see the values before they scroll by. You can see at the bottom there a new 0 is coming in every half a second. If I change the value, then you can kind of get an idea of how fast that's going by. So the way that this works is the Arduino has a 5-volt source, and the analog read will basically detect anything between 0 and 5 volts that's coming in, and it'll assign it a 10-bit value based on where it's at. So 0 volts is 0, and 5 volts would be, I think, 1023. 10-bit means 2 to the 10th power. So if I turn up this potentiometer all the way, yeah, 1023. So you have 1024 different values that you can read. So it's an analog to digital conversion. Here we have the potentiometer set all the way counterclockwise right now, and that's giving us the 0. So that's when all of the voltage being passed to the potentiometer is going to ground. And then if we turn the potentiometer up, what's happening is some of the voltage is no longer going to ground and is instead going to the pin 0, the analog input. So let's see. If I put this about halfway, that should be somewhere like around 500. Sure enough, there it is. So yeah, that's the analog read function with a potentiometer to vary the voltage going into the analog input pin, which in this case is pin 0. You probably won't be able to see that on the Arduino, it's too small.